What's up, all you beautiful, wonderful people? This video is because David Phillips, I write that name down. He's a super dude. He's a great man. He does urine therapy. He's done actually a fast longer than I have on urine. That dude is highly intelligent, a great human. Doesn't have a lot of followers, but hopefully you guys go check him out. He's totally awesome. But this, funny enough, is actually a question and more of a larger concept that I have. It's a question for him and a larger idea of, you know, how I play with words and currency and energy and language and I guess that's what it is. It's currency, energy, and language. I think that's what everything boils down to. And cryptocurrency, where this is now, that funnels into this word and these. He's made a few videos, and I agree with what he says, 95% of it, but I don't understand what the solution that he has steers us back towards gold and silver. Now, I'm not going to fully divulge and elucidate and convey my feelings and how I know or what I know about gold and silver. But he talks about cryptocurrency and having currency that is based upon a technology that has no backing, which I agree with. You can just keep pulling source. You can just keep putting more. Well, there's another number. There's 10 more pieces. There's 10 more things, and there's nothing to back it. It doesn't matter, right? But the currency that the entire world exists on right now exists in the same way. Like, here's the part that I'm not quite understanding. And this is more of this isn't me giving anyone a lesson. This isn't me saying, hey, I know the answer, because I don't know that I do know the answer specifically, completely, absolutely. But when someone says, well, cryptocurrency isn't better than, say, a central bank, then I'm very confused, because we live in a world that doesn't have any central banks, like real central banks. Like your country doesn't. I don't know where you live. Like most people listening to me, I assume, are in the Americas. And by America, I mean the United States of America, underneath the guise of, you know, like it's part of the land. I mean, I'm not going to play that game right now, but it does feed into this general idea of how is it that we all have some sort of piece of paper that delivers the idea of energy onto other people. Now, this is where it all started from, like whether you're going to put sticks together, and then if this stick has the same pieces of same pieces removed as this other stick, I mean, kind of, you know, there's an old game there that used to be played with the value system, and or there's a bunch of as he put so cleverly, like if there's a bunch of potatoes or seashells, like what would you do? You'd go find seashells and potatoes, and the market would be capped by the you know, how much need there was for those types of things. And that's great. But the world doesn't need a bunch of potatoes. And the world doesn't need a bunch of seashells. So it could never be backed by that. And to go a few steps further into saying how far are we into a world that's based upon completely like illusion, delusion, confusion, and just like, who cares? Like your entire life you've lived. Let me put it this way, into the way that I've assumed things. When I used to eat a lot of food or just put things in my mouth, when I used to consume a lot into my ears, when I used to go, I need to go see that movie. I need to go listen to that music. I want to go watch that concert. I want to consume that food. I thought that I needed to earn, obtain, and participate in a bunch of different systems of delivering my real energy that I had to get a couple pieces of paper that had no backing whatsoever. And so I threw these few things down here to fuel that kind of conversation, that kind of idea into this. Cryptic comes from the word meaning, well, it's mysterious, obscure, but everybody knows it to be death, but death is mysterious and obscure. Tales from the crypt, cryptocurrency. Fiat. Fiat means nothing different. Fiat means what? It's fiat currency is legal tender whose value is backed by the government that issued it. So fiat currency is backed by the government. And the government means what? It just means what its belief is, what the government's belief is. Government means to govern the mind, and whoever it is within the government has control of what the government does. So as a fiat currency, there is no commodity, there is no gold or silver. But I'm taking a step further and asking and suggesting and saying, what real value does gold or silver have? Hold on here, because he suggests, and David, I appreciate everything you say out here, but I'm saying, like, when I wake up in the morning, I don't want gold or silver. I don't need it. I don't need to eat it. So therefore it has no real, and he used the word intrinsic a lot, and I know what the word intrinsic means. But gold and silver has no intrinsic value to me. It has no value whatsoever, in fact. When I wake up in the morning and I go through my day, I've never, ever once said, hey, how can I obtain gold or silver? How can I put this into my system? Is it because I be foolish? Because I don't know how to obtain it? Is it because I don't know of we could look into these really great histories that some people have got into about how the mining of gold was done. I wish I could tell you everyone's name here. I'd have to jump into a few books I have, but nonetheless, the point of this is, it's more of a questioning. And okay, if we get cryptocurrency and we get some currency that's based upon and valued by and backed by next to nothing other than the fact that we all believe in it, what's changed? Nothing's changed. I'm not by any means saying that cryptocurrency and these different types of systems with blockchain are the right way to go, because I don't necessarily think that. I don't know. I mean, barter seems correct, but let's not go that far back. Let's not go that far into heritage. Then I even get before that, which is just like delivering goods to people that need it. That's all. And then barter happened after that. Barter happened when somebody needed something. Humans existed prior to that, and there was the gods that needed nothing. And those gods that needed nothing, what they didn't need was to eat. And what they didn't need was gold. And what they didn't need was silver. And what they didn't need was meat. And what they didn't need, like, we can go through this whole entire thing, the need of things, the need. How you make dough. You have to knead dough. Do you need dough? Have fun playing with that one, because that's very cryptic. How much dough do you need? How much? So I say this in a way just to encourage people's minds to consider the concept of we're already living in a fiat currency, which is already cryptic, which is already a death currency. Cryptocurrency is death currency, but we've lived under an illusion anyways. Rather than living in a delusion, wouldn't it be better living in a cryptic world? Wouldn't you rather live inside of death than live inside of an illusion? And I say that with the most Zen way that I can say it. Wouldn't you rather live inside of death than live inside of illusion? And I don't mean to say inside of, you don't have to really dig too deep into that part. I mean, part of the concept, part of what it means. Certainly, I mean, it'd be great to be living in a living world. How would you do that? You'd breathe, you'd eat fruits and vegetables, and that'd be about it. And then you bypass all that. But these systems of operating within how we connect, because currency has to do with connection. And connection has to do with grounding, and grounding has to do with, if you're going to ground something, then you need some energy to go into that. So it's a battery, and a battery is currency. So we're kind of fundamentally re-energizing the entire system with what we do for it. So cryptocurrency has to do with living currency to a degree. And I'm not saying, again, and this is so funny because when we're talking about this, we're talking about urine, right? This is somebody that's urine fasted. And I think he's onto the right thing, and I hope, and I say this to everybody else, so you'll find the same path as he has, because he's a brilliant human being, and I hope you find out what he has to say. I just ask this question in a larger way to say, hey, urine therapy is about finding gold. Turning lead into gold. To be led into gold. To turn PB into AU. To be AU. I've written a lot on this, and people just asked me recently about this. So what is it about energy and currency and what this is? I don't know, because like certainly I want to go down the street with my friends and walk into the ballpark. the bowel park. I'm gonna walk down the street, and I'm gonna get in the I want to jump in the car and drive around with somebody. I mean, there's fun things to do on this plane of existence, and there's a way that it can be done and exchanged for in a righteous way. And I don't know that I'm giving you a solution, because I don't think I have the solution, but I just don't think that the cryptic or the cryptocurrency isn't the solution. It seems to be one more level in the systematic, whatever it might be. I don't know where it goes, because I do know that you take out your dollar, your doll hair, and you put that against all of the other crazy things that I know and know where that came from, the talisman's idol. Then we put that in a computer, and we start to. I mean, I don't think it's the best way to go with cryptocurrency, but I don't think it's any different or any worse, in a sense. Take these blockchains. I don't know. I don't involve myself with them too often. Like, I know I can go to this bank over here and go to the 7-Eleven and see that there's a little machine in the corner. I can get some of my cryptocurrency out of there, like, right? I'm not saying it's any worse or any better. I'm just saying, like, everything. It boils down to this: everything isn't backed. Nothing's backed by anything, because what is gold or silver? This is the point I'm trying to make, and I'm sorry I had to take so long to get here. I want to start with this, but I thought building up to it so people could, It's kind of like spitting on a pussy, right? You have to loosen it up. You have to talk in a woman's ear. You have to say nice things. You've got to do all these things to open up the consciousness and open up the mind to just, and then boom, then you can really speak the truth. And the truth is this: like, I don't know anything that has any real backing to it, because to the man over there, do you know that if you're a smith, let me use this concept. If you're a smith of silver has value to you. Potatoes, not so much. You want to eat in the morning? The potato ain't worth shit to you. It's worth nothing. You mean fucking potatoes for breakfast, but you're going to work for 9 hours? Well, that potato is worth like, what, $50 to you? If you can get $50 for working 8 hours for a day, just use then that potato is worth $50 to the guy but the person that's actually creating this artistic has no value system. Nor does silver, nor does gold, because gold and silver do nothing. When you were born out of the womb, you weren't born of silver and gold. You were born of water. The cheapest thing ever. That's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's water and air. There I am, spirit. I am myself again. You choked me out, I'm going to fucking jump out of my body, and I'm going to exist here, and then I'm going to go send my demons at you and your family. You fucking better get it right. See? And you think that I'm gold? No, I'm not gold. I'm nothing. I don't exist. See, I say these things in a very humorous and, give you a little bit of sense. Gold and silver have no value. They have the same value as a potato or a mushroom does. Even the mushroom that Terence McKenna so highly speaks of. That dude died of brain cancer. He said a lot of cool shit, but like mushrooms, like really? Like trust me, I've done psychedelics. I've participated in the world. I've done things that Terence McKenna hasn't done. Does he ever fast on water for 40 days? Come see me, honey. You know, that's the kind of thing is like, it's easy to go pick a piece of mushroom up off a pile of shit and eat it. It's easy to do that. It's not easy to fast in water for 40 days. It's much more cryptic. It's much more, it much more ruins the illusion of what you have if you can stop consuming the illusion than to consume more of it. So if you think you can eat mushrooms and exist forever, you die like Terence McKenna. But if you think you can exist on nothing, you can levitate. You could exist. Shit, I don't know. I'm not really sure how it works, but how is this energy exchanged? How is it backed? I don't know. I don't know, because energy's always existed somehow. It was never created. It was never destroyed. It always just changed hands. Urine therapy is part of it. And so thank you, my friend, for inciting my energy to respond to your videos. It's always a great listen. I haven't listened to all of them. Maybe you answered this in one of your other videos, but I haven't listened to, and I'll give you that as my, I haven't listened to everything you've said, but thank you for what you have, and hopefully people come check you out. Cheers, y'all.